Today's class, if you have a chair, then you can go ahead and pull one of those out. You might not need it, but it can be used to adjust some of our exercises that we're going to be doing. All right, so for today's class, we are going to be doing basically a breakdown of 4 different rounds of 4 different exercises. Before we get too far into that, let's go ahead and start out with our warm-up though. And for today's warm-up, we're going to spend a little bit of time focusing on the core because we are going to be doing a lot of core-based exercises in the workout today. So we want to make sure that that is active. Also want to make sure that heart is pumping a little bit. So to start out, you can either do this on the ground or you can do this from a raised surface, but we're just going to get into a high plank position. And then from here, we're going to do a few tight knee tucks. Pull that knee in just like you're doing a mountain climber. And as you do that, it is okay if you round the back as you tuck that knee in, because that's going to activate those abdominal muscles, getting into some spinal flexion. Like I said, we really want to make sure that core is active because we are going to be doing quite a few core-based exercises. You're going to be feeling those abs at the end of class today. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and get some rotation involved. Tighten your core, and then we're going to rotate out to the side. A lot of times, whenever we do these, we might be doing them as part of a stretch break, maybe the start of a mobility class, but depending on your time zone, might still be a little early. Want to make sure we're nice and loose before we start with high intensity exercise. Great job. All right, next up, we will go into your classic body weight squat. And so for this, just focus on loosening up your hips. Keep your core braced so that back stays straight. It's going to be really important with some of the exercises that we're doing. So a lot of times whenever I get into those first squats of the day, I'll try to go into a deeper squat. Make sure that I've got that mobility in my knees and my ankles. I feel those hips loosening up. I can shift my weight side to side a little bit and then come right back up. Once you feel comfortable with that joint range of motion, then go ahead, pick up the intensity. Going to start getting that heart rate up with this. Those lower body movements are a great way to get your heart rate up and your breathing rate up pretty quickly. All right, nice job. All right, from here, let's go ahead and go into some body weight hops. If you don't want to do these, you can jog in place, but we're just trying to continue to get that heart rate up just a little bit. So you guys go ahead and continue that. As you do that and continue to warm up, going to talk about what we are doing today. So we've got 4 rounds of 4 different exercises, and each one of those is going to be 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So we're cutting down on our rest time today. That 15 seconds is really just going to be used to transition from one exercise into the other. So not a lot of breaks, going to be a lot on the core. If you start to tire out throughout the exercises though, you can always regress those in a way where you can keep moving and finish them out. All right, so we're going to do one exercise at a time, 1 round of each of them before we start back from the top. So if you guys are still hopping in place, you can go ahead and stop because we are going to get started with our first exercise, which are jump squats. Most important thing as you do this is to practice keeping that core tight, keep that back upright. So we're going to go for 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1. Jump squats for 30 seconds, going down into a squat. Launch yourself up, but you want to land softly. back into that squat position. If you hear yourself smashing your feet on the ground before you go down, then you're not landing softly. That can really mess with the knees. So go ahead and try to catch yourself at the bottom of that jump squat. Nice job. And that's time. All right, 15 seconds. Next up, we've got mountain climbers. So just like with what we did with our warm-up, but we're picking up the pace. Now, primarily you want to do this on the floor. And you're alternating which leg you're tucking in. Now, if you're like me and you're healing a bit of a foot injury, might be a little bit easier to come up into a high plank position on an elevated surface. And there you can do the same thing. It's just a little bit easier to get in that position if you start to wear out from that prone plank position. All right, let's go ahead and get started. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. On this one, you want to keep that core tight, get that knee tucked in. We're picking up the pace almost like you're doing a jog. Keep it up. And time. Great job, guys. All right. Now from here, I'm going to go down onto my mat. And we are going to go into butterfly sit-ups. So for butterfly sit-ups, similar to a traditional sit-up, except we are going to actually use momentum to help us move at a faster pace and a higher intensity. So you want to take the bottoms of your feet, place them together, tuck those feet in close, and then from here, we're leaning back. You can extend your arms overhead and then launch yourself upward using those arms. Come forward, tap the toes, right back into it. Let's go ahead and go for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And on this one, I know most of the time we've been taught with sit-ups that you don't want to use momentum to help you. But we're not trying to isolate the abs like we would in sit-ups, but we're trying to get a high intensity workout. So we want to move quickly. So don't be afraid to use that momentum from your arms to help swing you forward. And time. Great job, guys. All right, I'm going to stay on my mat. Take a couple deep breaths. Going to stay on my mat. Now we're going to go into bicycle kicks. There's a couple different ways you can do this. If you want to go into the full bicycle crunch, then you can alternate bringing one elbow to the alternate knee and then switch. If you need a little bit of a break, then you can just go into that bicycle motion. I try to pull my shoulders up off the floor. That's going to still activate those abs, get you in a little bit of spinal flexion. Let's go ahead, go 30 seconds, and go. Great job. Once you start to get really tired, once those abs start to really wear out, I think one of the hardest things with this is not just laying your head on the floor and going through the motion. You want to pull those shoulders up to really make sure that you're using that core to hold yourself rigid. And the biggest thing is you don't want to feel your lower back pop off the ground. You want to feel that lower back press into the floor underneath you. 3, 2, 1. Time. Great job, guys. I'm telling you, it's round 1. We got 3 more rounds left. Core, hip flexors can be tight after this. That's all right. We can always stretch it out. All right. Round 2. gonna go into our jump squat, starting back from the top. So go ahead, get ready, couple deep breaths. We're gonna go faster this time because we don't have to explain all of these. So we're gonna stay true to that 15-second period. 3, 2, 1, jump squats. Here we go. Your biggest focus, try to launch yourself up off the ground, but also catch yourself in that soft landing. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, 15 seconds. Take a couple deep breaths. Next up, we have mountain climbers. If you can do them on the floor, do them on the floor. If you need to increase your positioning, then you can do so. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. Get those knees tucked in. Almost there. Keep it up. And time. Great job. All right. 15 seconds. Go ahead and get in that butterfly sit up position. Feet together, tuck them in. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. We do that abdominal for core work. A lot of times, those exercises are some of the few exercises where it's okay to flex your spine, to have a curve in your back, because that's what's activating those abs. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Stay down on the floor. We're going to go into our bicycle kicks next. 5 seconds. Here we go. And start. Again, if you really want to push yourself, if you've got more in the tank, go to crunches. But make sure you're not pulling your neck up. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. You guys are crushing it. All right. We're halfway through. Go ahead, give yourself a quick drink of water if you need to. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend you not chugging any water while you're huffing and puffing, but a sip is perfectly fine. All right. Round 3. Let's go and get started with our jump squats. In 3, 2, 1, and go. As you get more tired, make sure that when you go down into your squat, that you're not leaning forward. Keep that core tight so the back stays straight. And on. Great job. All right. Next up, mountain climbers. Again, you can do them on the floor if you need to, or you can elevate yourself. 3, 2, 1. Mountain climbers. Keep it up. Again, If it becomes really difficult and you need to switch back to that marching knee tuck, you can do so. But try to keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right. Couple deep breaths. And then we're going into butterfly sit-ups. Here we go. Butterfly sit-ups. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. And go. Nice job. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, staying down on our mats. Gonna go into bicycle kicks. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Do a mental check. If you're starting to fall, go ahead and take those shoulders, pull them up off the ground. You can use your arms to help a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, guys. We have got one more round left in just a couple minutes. So we're going to go right into it. Let's push it. This is our last round. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Jump squats. If you need to go into regular squats just to be able to keep moving, then go ahead and do that. Do whatever you can to make sure that you can keep moving. You got the full 30 seconds. 2, 1, time. All right. 15 seconds. Then we transition into mountain climbers. Those 15 seconds feel really short as we get into the end. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Do whatever you need to. If you need to go into your marches, go ahead and do that. Totally fine. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right. Done with that chair. Now we're going to go down onto the floor into our butterfly sit-ups. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Everything you got. You guys are doing great. Really try to brace that core as you initiate that upward momentum. That's going to help create some pressure to help lift you up. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have got 30 seconds until the end. Let's make these last bicycle kicks count. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Nice job. Remember, even if you're fatigued, just do what you need to keep moving. If you got some gas left in the tank, push it. We've just got a few seconds left. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Take a couple of deep breaths, guys. All right. Fantastic. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining me today. That was a full workout. You guys crushed it. I would recommend after this, if you're still really breathing hard, heart rate's really elevated, take a couple of laps around the room, hop on the recumbent bike if you've got one near you, something to just lightly lower that heart rate down over a couple of minutes. That way we don't go from 100 to 0. Our hearts don't really like that. And then also, we did a ton of core work, and our hip flexors are probably going to be pretty tight and pretty sore, especially if you don't do a lot of just straight core workouts. So if so, go ahead, spend some time later today or through this week just doing some hip flexor stretches. That could really help out with tightness or soreness later on in the week. But besides that, great job, guys. Hope you all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
That was crazy.